That he would not go until Doug High, until we saw a change in human rights, and obviously we haven't. What is the point of this?
Again, the point is it's all about Barack Obama's legacy, so he goes down in history as the person who opened up Cuba. But what's so troubling, I think, to so many in the country, obviously a lot of Republicans, is this is the last gasp of the Cold War, a Cold War that we won decisively, but we're giving the last battle away. We folded our cards completely.
But it's the photo ops. It's the photo ops of all the people who are going to, not only the first family, but all the people who will be traveling to Cuba and taking selfies and putting them on Instagram and Twitter. And he's hoping that outweighs the 70-some-odd fugitives. And Joanne Chazamard, the cop killer that the congressman is referencing, not being returned, who are fugitives from justice here in the U.S.
Yeah, and the
among
photos of
all the other problems.
Yeah, the photos of Air Force One landing in Havana that are all over Twitter right now are historic. So Obama is getting what he wants. Problem is, all the things that we take for granted that we can do on our phone, the Cuban people can't do, much less get the phone.
Yeah, and our Treasury is paying for it, right? I mean, we're using our taxpayers' dollars to do this, and we're seeing our taxpayers' dollars given to $150 billion to Iran. We've got North Korea saber rattling. They want some money. I mean, now Cuba's wanting more money from us. So,
and that's what's empowering Donald Trump, Congressman. The narrative around the candidacy of Trump is all about we are on the losing end of deals. Now, this narrative of violence at rallies, okay? We had more riots erupting in Tucson over the weekend. Arizona, the Republican frontrunner's sister has become a target. Donald Trump's sister received a threatening letter just a day after Trump's son, Eric Trump, received a suspicious letter, and that letter had white powder inside of it. What's your take on this, Congressman? All this, as Donald Trump is set to meet with Republican leaders today, are you going to meet with Donald Trump?
I was not invited to that meeting, and I'm not surprised, and I'm kind of glad I wasn't invited to that meeting, to be frank. I supported Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio, and now I'm just taking a breath and trying to see where this all ends up. But the violence is just totally unacceptable, Maria, and from both sides. I mean, you have some of these professional protesters that are going to these events and trying to incite violence, and then on the other side you have Donald Trump, who refuses to condemn violence, and at the very least should be telling his supporters, look, this type of third world conduct is unbecoming of an American citizen, and it's something that people all over the world, much less in our country, should be watching on television. So I really put it on both sides. Donald Trump has repeatedly refused to ask his supporters to stay calm at rallies, to not punch people in the face, as he's encouraged them to do, at least on one occasion. That's why a lot of Republicans like me are looking forward, really, to the possibility of an open convention where we can truly nominate the best candidate to face off against Hillary Clinton in the fall.
Sure. Congressman Doug High here. I wanted to ask you what your members are saying when you're in the HC5 room of the Capitol in the Republican conference meetings every Tuesday or Wednesday morning at open mic. What are folks saying to their colleagues in these meetings at open mic about what direction they want to see the party go, and how is that affecting what you're trying to do with the budget, obviously, and all these other issues that House Republicans are trying to move forward with a legislative agenda?
Well, there's a lot of frustration that the conservative message, the conservative agenda, has really been hijacked by this populism and really demagoguery in a lot of cases. But I think a lot of Republicans are looking inward for answers and solutions. And in many ways, I think this is a result of 7 years of opposition to President Obama without a clear, concise, cogent conservative agenda. And that's exactly what Paul Ryan is trying to change. He's trying to make this about ideas, about our policy proposals. That's why we're going to be rolling out within the next couple of months 5 policy agenda goals with clear ideas, specific ideas for the American people to evaluate in the next election. This is something that's been lacking for many years. For many years, Republicans were just content sitting back and watching the president and his party trip. And this vacuum of power, of leadership, and of ideas was created, and we're seeing the result of that in this presidential election.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much. Congressman Curbelo, really good to have you on the program this morning, sir.